But what happens, where it gets lost is this. My dad always said to me, Joe, get up in the morning and put the interests of those people you serve ahead of your own. Ahead of your own, you'll always come out ahead. That's where we've lost it. People, there's nothing wrong with making a buck, but if you're making a buck is at the sacrifice of somebody else's interest, that's where the wheel gets bad. That's where the exchange, if you will, with the universe gets bad. That's why people get sick. That's why bad things happen, both in chiropractic, medicine, or any other form of care. Any way we treat our planet, Earth, right? We're putting our interests ahead of somebody else's. That's the reality. That's what happens with these flu shots and so forth. We're putting the interests of themselves, the pharmaceutical companies. They're privately held. They've got shareholders. Geez, I got to come out with a new drug. I got to call it, we'll put a Z in front of it, Zithromax. Ooh, that sounds kind of fast and cool and sexy. Bam, we'll market it. Bam, we get it out there. That's what they do. They get focus groups and everything. That's how they do it. They're just trying to make money, but at the sacrifice of everybody else, right? Doctor, you guys were in Murphy's, Dr. Dan Murphy's yesterday. He went over the flu shot. What's really interesting in New York State is that we were actually licensed in many states across the country because of the benefit that chiropractic demonstrated in handling flu back in 1918. Now we know now why that happens, because primarily the sympathetic inhibition causes a dramatic increase or suppression of the immune system. So by releasing that, the immune system works the way it's supposed to. Pretty incredible stuff. But that being said, that's why I want to really share that with you, because now in New York State, even though we were licensed under the treatment, if you will, of flu and how successful we were, you're not allowed to treat infectious diseases. So I think that's funny, because we have so many parents that come in and they're like, oh my God, my kids are under care, I started care, and their ear infections got better. So they go and say to their pediatrician, now we don't treat anything, and we're very clear with people that we don't treat anything, but then they go back to the pediatrician and say, my child, they cleared up because Dr. Joe treated her ear infections, and then what? The pediatrician, they're happy that the ear infections are better? No, what are you kidding me? He's what? I don't care if he's better or not. I'm turning that son of a bitch in. So sure enough, they call the Office of Professional Discipline and Misconduct. Her name is Juana Williams, because I've talked to her many times. And, are you treating ear infections? No, I'm not treating ear infections. In fact, I'll show you her paperwork. This is what we did. Yeah, okay. But, then I send paperwork to the pediatrician showing why, the child got better, but that we don't treat it that way. And they still aren't my friend, are they? They look at you as a threat, unfortunately. So, okay. A couple more things here. This is stuff that, again, that Dr. Murphy went through yesterday. That's what happens when you speak last. Everybody steals your material. Okay, neuroimmunology identifies what? Centers of immune response, nucleus tractus alternans, blah, 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 blah. But the bottom line is, what do they find? That the upper cervical adjustment, and here's a little anatomical chart, right? So C1, C2, C3. The upper cervical had the greatest effect in what? Digestion and immunity, okay? Now we're going to go this way, right? Well, we do most of our work in the first two vertebrae, the spine, neck area. These two are the most freely movable. Smallest vertebrae, only place where the brain stem is complete, and when out of place, subluxated, can interfere with normal transmission of mental impulses, any place of the body. And the ones which chiropractic research has found to be culprits causing most of the patient's health problems, okay? 100 years earlier, almost. I mean, unbelievable. What side are you on? There'd come a day when medicine would embrace chiropractic principles and chiropractors would abandon it. Here we go, right? What side of the aisle are you on? This guy was brilliant. His internal voice was louder and stronger than anyone's detractors. You want to master your practice, you practice within what? 6 inches between your ears. You want to make the best investment in your practice? Where do you need to start? There's a thing in your bathroom, it's called a mirror. Start right there. Your reflection, that's where you start. You start reading books, you start studying, you start trying to be a better chiropractor, a more effective communicator. You start putting their interest ahead of your own, and your practice will explode. And then you always start from the premise that they never fully get it. And therefore they don't what? See, as soon as they start, you got side door, back door. You guys familiar with those terms? Side door means they miss appointments. Back door means they're dropouts. Okay? Side door leads to back door. The side, how many docs? Do I have a lot of docs in here practicing chiropractors? Okay, listen. Do you hate missed appointments? Okay, two ways to do it. This is important stuff. I'm excited about this. You ready? Never, ever, everybody listening, ever. So when do you do it? Never ever let a missed appointment go unrecognized. The moment that your staff says to somebody at the front desk, when they say, geez, I missed Wednesday, and they say, oh, no problem. We know it's no problem. I mean, I understand where they're coming from, but it's not Hertz rental car. The minute you say no problem, what did you say to them about the value of their care? And what did I say to the 5 people behind them that's waiting to check in as well? And what did I say to everybody sitting over there? And by you not recognizing it and not saying, hey, geez, Barbara, you missed your appointment, what did I say? By not participating, you're participating, you just don't realize. So they're going to go, wow, what happens to the value? So they start missing a couple of visits, then what? Then you spend a full-time job trying to get hold of them. Doesn't it amaze you how you can't get hold of somebody? It's amazing to me that you can't get hold of somebody. When they want you, they're right there for you, right? But then you're saying, hey, geez, you missed your appointment. You're calling them, texting them, cell phone, work, email, and you can't, like, what happened to them? It's like they're avoiding you. Oh my God, it's Borio. I don't want to talk to him. So never let it go unrecognized. Always show criteria testing when they miss an appointment. I don't care if it's x-ray, thermography, surface EMG, substation, meaningless to me. I don't care. What did you use to educate to me that you identified a problem that I basically bought into, there's value here? What did you use as a criteria test? That's what you review with me when I miss an appointment. So Bob, listen, come on with me real quick. I just wanted to go over something with you fast. It's not a confrontation. It's not a woodshed. You're not yelling at them. You're just talking to a friend of yours. They're friends of yours. Come on in. Let me just go over something quick with you.
Best friend gave me the best advice. He said each day's a gift and not a given right.